Okay, let's begin this video. How is everybody out there in 1963? Right? One for a six tree. What language do we have to speak in order to say these numbers correct? I'm going to show you something on my wall. Okay? You see on my wall right over here? Right here? These numbers? One for a six tree. It looks like the letter I for a six tree. I 1463, but if you say it in another language, in your accent will say 1 4 6 tree. The word for or cat, okay? Cat, 9 lives of a cat, pregnancy. For a means to fuck, right? To screw someone. I for a sex tree. 463. For means to have sex. I for a sex tree. I 463. 1463. 1463. 1463. One goes for the extreme. Our word, our language, our expression. I cannot and I could. I express and I explain. I tell you what I see and what I think, but it's not 1 and 1 is 2. It's the understanding that 1 and 1 is 2 is the difference of the understanding. One for a sex tree that if you've been around and you listen to enough people, or we put a 500 people in line, the survey says, and we put 100 people in line and we say to the people, can you say these four numbers, 1 4 6 3? And one guy comes in, he says, I for a sex tree. I get the cat, I get the pussy. And the guy comes in, he says, why are you talking like this? And the guy says, well, I'm French. Cat, okay, in French is four. But a four in French is an oven. An oven gets hot when you turn it on, and four or fourré or foral means to get laid, or to, the word fuck. And I don't want to say it because I know the people in Australia right now where I'm getting a few hits, and in Belgium where I'm getting a few hits. Mind you, if I'm in the red light district, I'm probably getting a few more hits. If not, I'm getting a bump in the rear end. You know what I'm saying? Bump me in the rear end, I for effects and sex tree. And I didn't say anything wrong. Sounds like I'm from Jamaica. Now, if we put 1 and 4 together, 1 equals 34, 4 equals to 60, right? Listen to this, 1 and 4 together. If you speak about 1 and 4, add 80 to it, which is inside the mind, but 1 automatically reverts to a 7. 4 is 4, so it becomes 7 4 right away. I for a sex tree is Jesus. Now 1 in the numerological value of ONE is 34. And 4 numerological value is 60. 60 and 34 is 94. Uranus, I for a six tree, gives you up your ass. Uranus means the other side of the sun. S-U-N, your, S-U-N, up yours. So it's all a play of words. And the reason these words are the way they are is not because of what we think it is. It's because of probably what it is. And I say it because of what I think it is. Matrix has a system. It's called sound, vibration, color. When it sees a color, many times when people take a survey, we promote ourselves saying this is what our reality is, this is what we are living, and if we are happy with our living, Matrix understands our happiness, our vibration, because the vibration, the color, the sound is what Matrix reads. That's how it knows. So if we are given false vibrations and sold on false vibrations, Matrix is going to think we're all happy when we're really all sad. We repeat things because things that are repeated 7 out of 10 times, you're saying, oh, look, the 3 other people were liars. The 7 of them were telling the truth. When it was the complete opposite, none of them are happy. Black is white, white is black. Matrix is confused because of what man has decided through his own confusion. And since I can walk down the street and have 3 people hate me and write terrible blogs about me on the internet, but 7 people that will like me are probably not telling me. You're not going to bump into 7 people who are going to lie and say, I love this guy, and explain to you why they like him so much. But the minute they say hate, they can say anything they want. So you can take those 3 things of hate and throw them right out. That's why I feel we have to blog about each other and somehow write certain names down so that everybody knows exactly who we are. And so I don't want anybody to know me online, but you know what? Once you know the truth, but we can't be ugly to people. And once we learn about who we are, that's when we can change. When people want to make us change, you can't make someone change. People have to decide whether or not, why does everybody hate me? And if they decide not to look at their profile online, then they're going to say, well, everybody hates me. Now, don't forget, I can talk about Sandra, right? If I talk about Sandra, is my video on? Yes. If I talk about Sandra and say, she's ugly, I hate her, I don't like her, and then say, hey, Joe, Sandra's ugly. Can Joe really get online and say, yeah, Sandra's ugly, because Joe would be my friend? And Joe tells somebody that Sandra's ugly, all of a sudden we all think Sandra's ugly. Nobody knows Sandra like Mary. Mary knows Sandra and says Sandra's great, but Mary has no other friends than Sandra because everybody else spoke to Joe and me. So Matrix gets confused through this. Anyways, we're gonna leave that at that. There was one other thing. I think I mentioned this yesterday, and we're gonna add this on to the word cat. And I'm gonna have to bring this down a little bit. Cat, the third letter, the first letter, the second letter. 312 ABC and cat. 312, okay, 104. 2400, 60, 120, 126, and 24 is 140, 150. Sorry, cat is 150 equals the circle. I made a mistake over here. 126, right? This is probably a mistake. Let me start over. 21, 24. 60 and 60 and 6, 126, 136, 146, 150. This would say 1, 5, and 0 is the cat. That's the circle of life. 6, 6, and 2 is 14 equals to 5. 3, 4, and 6 equals to 10 equals to 0, 1 equals to 5 and 1. That is Mars. Half of everything passes through Mars. The one spirit passes through Mars. At the same time, 6, 6, and 2 is 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is 0. Right? 10, 0, and 1. 1 gets to be 16, becomes 7, 5, and 7. The G and E energy passes through Mars, the 9 lives of the cat. 1, 5, and 6. Which has to do with Nibiru. Because 1, 5, and 6, and when you get 5 and 6, it reflects 3. 5, 6, and 3 is 14, and that's what goes around the 7th gate. It's in between 5 or it's in between 7 because of how the cube runs. Because of how the cube runs. If you see this side and this side, that's a 7. But this is 5, this is 4 is 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, hold on. 5, 6, 7. Whoop. Sorry about that. Let's do it a little bit easier. 2, 3. No, that has to be on this side. 5, 8, 9, 10, 14. Now, the 4 is opposite the 3. The corners match. That's 5 only. 2 and 5, they match. That's 7, but it's 5 because the corners are double. That's 10. This side is 6. This side is 1. That's 7. So it's 10 and 7. 7 and 1, 1771. The 1 and 6 is the only 7. There's 5 and 7, 5775, EGG, or George, the gold that passes through the moon. The movement of George is 57, and that is the moon cycle. 57, 5 times 7, 5 plus 7 is 12 and 35, 47, the cycle of the moon, and so on and so forth. That ends up to be 1776. Einstein, one of the theories of Einstein, Neptune, in which Neptune, the number to Neptune, is 5 and 9 again. Neptune is also found in Uranus, in where Neptune is also moved over. Neptune plays 2 positions. One of the positions of Neptune is in the 8th position. The other position of Neptune is in the 7th position, and that is the dividing of the half-life because of the numerological value 5 and 0. 0 equals 89012 equals to 8, 9, 17, and 3 plus 120 because 0, 1, 0, 2 gets 60 and 60. And the difference is, listen to the difference, 3 and 4 is actually 7 plus 120 is 127. Don't count the 5. Then 6 and 7 is 13 and 120 equals to 133. 133 and 3 and 7 and 127 is 260. 266, 622, 6. The time of the clock. 2020 vision running through the moon. Venus and Saturn connected to Lo Shu Magic Square, which is inside Earth and Pluto. The birth is reversed. Earth and Earth and Pluto, yes. It's a whole conglomeration of moving numbers around between two systems, even though it's a number sign, and the number sign is found in creation on number 3. Isn't that ironic? And the dollar sign is found on number 4. Isn't that ironic? Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus, bringing to you my confusion of 2015. The infusion of the reality is the truth. Just because you're confused and you don't know the reality is not to say that the reality of my own world, Mr. Tacklands, is not true when it's more than true, because it's the difference of all the truth. Thank you for watching.